So here I am, all by myself with no help today, not even any short helpers. How harsh is that? Clint's not here, but I did need to do another inspection today. We have had our annual inspector come and do an AFB check, which is American Foulbrood. This is a something that everyone has to do once a year. Get your beehive checked, make sure it's all in the clear. Now, if you do have American Foulbrood, if it's found that you do have it, you need to kill your bees, you need to burn your hive, you need to start from scratch, which is pretty harsh, but it's just one of the realities of having bees. There's not a lot that you can do to prevent American Foulbrood. There are some things. You don't share your tools, your gear with other beekeepers. You don't buy a hive from somebody that you don't know, a second-hand hive. It's not advisable. Some beekeepers do not even know that they've got AFB. It can be sort of, you know, not evident for months and then suddenly show itself. It's one of those things that I think just about every beekeeper has to deal with at some point. Now, we had someone in from Christchurch to inspect the hive who, you know, looking through, said, oh, yep, it's picking up, it's looking good. And then he found one suspicious looking cell. I'll put a picture up of what you're looking for. He found one suspicious looking cell, but then he said, no, I don't think it is. And then he found one other. So he found two cells that he wasn't sure about. One of which he did, you got to mix up the contents of the cell with a little stick, do a bit of a strand test and see if the contents strings out. Now, it didn't string out quite like he thought it should, but he took some samples for us. And so we got straight on the phone to Ashore Management, the people who want to know about this sort of thing, because if you've got AFB, you legally have to report it. And we told them what had happened. He'd found these two cells. I said, we've got a sample. Do you want me to drive in? Do you want me to bring it in? Well, they weren't too bothered about me bringing a sample in, which I was surprised about. I thought they'd be sort of jumping through hoops. But they said, no, we'd actually rather get someone else out just for a second opinion. So there was someone a bit more local to us that came in, looked at the hive, and he said, you know, if we didn't already know about the two cells that were found previously, there's no other evidence of it. So we're sort of sitting in limbo at the moment, because it doesn't mean we haven't got it. We could have it, it just might not be that evident yet. I guess our best advice is to just keep checking. Both the guys who came over showed me sort of how to check for it, what to look for. You know, one of them's offered to be here at a moment's notice if I'm not sure about something. But, you know, which is great. It is really good to have some good local support on hand. So that's what I'm going to do today. Normally I wait for Clint, normally I do it on a weekend, but I'm pretty keen to do some regular checks, because if we have got AFB, I want to get onto it really quick. I don't want it spreading anywhere, you know. And I know that AFB at the moment, the area where I live, is a major hotspot. It is very prevalent. Is that the word? Is prevalent the word? No one's here to correct me. So anyway, wish me luck. Actually, not going to worry too much about checking the top one. I'm going to go straight to the bottom, because that's where we really need to be checking for the AFB, and that's my main concern at the moment. Just gonna, they're filling up quite nicely with nectar and pollen on this one. Not too much with that one. We want one with some brood cells on. Alright, so I'm just going to check Queenie is not on here. Got a few brood cells on this one. Can't see Queenie anywhere, so I'm going to shake that off. We'll see what's going on. There's actually a bee just emerging from its cell. Look at that right there. I'm hoping the camera's showing that. A bee just coming out. How cool is that? Well, there's nectar dripping off that. There's a lot of drone cells on here. Hello bee, welcome to the world. Your first job is to clean up your cell. That is actually the first thing they do. Quite neat to see them climbing out. But I'm looking for ones that are not capped over. There's actually a few I can see bees emerging from. But yeah, there's a few larvae around the edges there. Actually there's tons of larvae. Don't know if the camera can see it, they're just little, they're only just not eggs. But that's quite good to see on an outer frame. We look at the next one. I'm using Clint's gloves, in case you're wondering why I'm looking a bit clumsy, but you know, make sure the queen's not on here. Let's see here, normally I'm pretty good at queen spotting. Okay, pretty sure she's not there. Shake them down. For any sort of uncapped cells. Lots of capped ones, there's lots of eggs, lots of larvae. So some are in the process of being capped over. No, that's just some larvae. Okay. Apparently they love gorse flowers, we've got quite a bit of gorse around here. Apparently they love it. You know, another couple of weeks we are going to get one of the guys back out again for another professional look if we haven't found anything ourselves. So I want to be, as I say, I want to be 100% sure. I don't want to go mucking about with diseases or anything. And if we do have to burn the lot, we will be starting again. Can I just say, any people in the know, feel free to leave comments on my videos on the YouTube channel, because the whole idea of these videos is for beginners, by beginners, and I'm actually hoping that one day we're going to look back on these and cringe a bit at how much we did not know. But yeah, also be able to provide people with a bit of advice, which is where more learned people come in. Because just about every cell is full of either brood cells or pollen or nectar or larvae. I'm liking it. Can I just say it's absolutely roasting out here. It is like 30 plus degrees at the moment. I'm sweltering in this suit. Out of interest, someone left me a comment on my last video pointing out that bee suits are generally white, because bees' natural predators in the wild, none of them are white. So, whereas our bees, who knows, they might look at these white suits and think, oh no, here come those idiots. But no, again, that's just all heaps of brood cells. Got some drone brood in there. The ones that aren't full of brood have got pollen, nectar. More bees hatching. That's so cool. I love seeing the bees hatching. Bees, when they first hatch, their natural instinct, their first job is to clean up their own cell, which I think is absolutely amazing. That they just know what their jobs are from the outset. They communicate to each other. And yeah, they do better than my kids. Can't get them to clean their room. Right, there she is. There she is, spotted her straight off. Okay. So I won't go shaking her off. Leave her busy doing her thing. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. The bees are getting pretty aggro at me, and I can't say I blame them. I'd get pretty aggro too if someone came and shook me out of my house. Okay, so I could see no signs of AFB in there. So, fingers crossed. I'll probably do another check in a few days. I don't know, I probably won't record every single check that I do. Feel free to leave me a comment, especially professional beekeepers, because, you know, there'll be people not in the know watching this, such as myself, who can learn a lot. So, you know, it's good to get the comments on the YouTube video. Hit like, hit subscribe. I will keep you posted, and fingers crossed for my bees.